Okay. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. There's quite a bit to say about this game, at least as far as its history, because I seem to recall when it came out that it was largely considered to be the best-looking console game on anywhere. Because this is before the Neo Geo, obviously. So we're talking about, it was better, obviously it had better graphics than the NES game at the time. And I want to say at the time it was mainly about this, the parallax scrolling with the high level of detail. So we weren't quite at Disney's Aladdin level yet when it comes to graphics. The Genesis version of Disney's Aladdin. So we hadn't quite gotten to that point yet. So this game was basically a pretty conventional 2D platformer. How do I change that? Practice. I'm talking about practice. Hard, yeah, we're going hard mode. We're not scared. Okay, imagine playing a Disney game on practice mode. I guess we gotta play with your kids. I guess you could do that. This is how you do it, yep. Jump and attack is the same? Oh, the jump attack. Yeah, the jumping button. Okay, yeah, when you jump, you can press the button while in midair to bounce on enemies' heads. So it's not automatic like in Mario. You have to press the jump button in the air to pounce on an enemy with your rear end. Yeah, the lore of Disney games on the Sega Genesis in 1990 probably wasn't that great. The animation wasn't that great either. This is a game, like I said, it's a pretty conventional 2D platformer. Pretty slow as far as the pace goes. But this game was a big deal because the parallax scrolling was very smooth. I specifically remember Johnny Arcade over on Video Power, that TV show, saying, "You gotta love these graphics. They got a 3D look to them." Unquote. So again, press the jump button while in the air to bounce on enemies' heads. You see, this sequence right here, this sequence here was mind-blowing back in 1990. You got this really smooth parallax scrolling going on with this really lame animation. Hey, it is what it is. It looks better than most NES games back then. Well, not the animation, but definitely the parallax scrolling was state-of-the-art back in the day. And if you thought this game wasn't the best-looking game of all time, what would your alternate choice be? Remember, this is before the Super NES, so we're talking about maybe Batman on the NES, maybe. If you hold down the jump button, you get a little bit more bounce when you bounce off those enemies. So it's like you use the enemies like a springboard, like that, if you hold down the jump button. You just hold the jump button down like that. That's how you do that. This game is out on the Steam, isn't it? Like a console port just came out? Not just. I want to say it's like several years old. Okay, so I can bounce off the pollen this flower drops. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this game got like 10s in graphics back in the day. Because again, the art was pretty detailed, and the parallax scrolling was pretty impressive. But there are only 2 levels of parallax in this game. I think it would have been more impressive than that. I mean, Thunder Force 3 does a better job than this game does in that sense. Okay, so I couldn't get that. I couldn't get that gem. That's okay. So play proceeds like this. I didn't get any apples yet. I'll get some apples later. Because if I get some apples, I'll be able to throw them. But for now, all I can do is just jump and attack like this. That's all I can do. You can't even run in this game. There's no run button. It's absurd, really. Whoops! Yeah, this game isn't that hard. That's just me being impatient. Start all the way from the beginning? Are you kidding me? Well, never mind, here we are. I'm about to say. Oh, do you kill enemies while you're swinging on that vine? Let's just keep it safe. There we go. If you're invincible while swinging. That is not good scrolling there. Ugh. Didn't I see this in Strider? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that in Strider. Actually, it was Mines, not a, it might have been. I think it was the Mines and a Boulder in Strider, which is also on this Genesis Mini that I'm playing on this on right now. That's the thing. See, when Batman Return of the Joker came out, I said, Or like when Battletoads came out, you're like, okay, I can see why people thought that game looked good, because it did. It had a pretty good parallax scrolling on an NES back then. Of course, I think Battletoads came out after this game, now that I think about it. But I mean, like, you can still appreciate, you know, the look of that game. This game feels kind of... This game very much feels like a... Whoops. Almost missed that one. This game very much feels like a game from 1989, maybe 1990, obviously. I'm about to bounce over these guys. That crap. See, again, this was mind-blowing back in 1990. And I guess if you hadn't seen really good parallax scrolling before, I guess you can make that argument. This is what impressed us before Cuphead, kids. Almost didn't grab that star for a second. Bounce. Whoops! Completely whiffed on that. Wow. Died already. This game isn't that hard, is it? Seems pretty hard. I was not expecting, even on hard mode, I wasn't expecting the game to be that hard. We'll give it one more run. I wasn't expecting to get very far in this game anyway. I can't maintain interest. I mean, Mickey Mania is barely... I mean, this game is barely as... I mean, okay, Mickey Mania was terrible too, but at least it looked good. I mean, it was basically a game where you jumped and threw marbles. That's all it was. You know, that David Jaffe special. Mickey Mania. I mean, look, people. Again, the graphics were impressive. The animation was impressive. It was a terrible game. You had a jump button and a throw button, and that was it. It was like no depth whatsoever. It was just, you know, move to the right, jump on stuff. And that was it, and throw marbles occasionally. It was terrible. And if you were me, you beat it, you rented it for a weekend, and you beat it in a weekend. Then and if you're like me, you never touched it again. The soundtrack was actually pretty good, though. I think Michael Giacchino or Giacchino did that. You know, the guy who did, you know, Star Trek. The J.J. Abrams Star Trek. It had a pretty decent soundtrack, actually. Some parts of it were awful, but some parts of it were actually very good. So, props. See, that's fun. It's just weird that you have to press a button while you're in the air to bounce off these enemies. Just see if I can get this jump. Nope. I got it. Okay, there we go. So we're alright. Okay, I get 3 tries at this. Okay, I don't have to save my game here. Whoops! Or maybe I do. Shouldn't have been that hard. This game is tough. Maybe that determines how many hit points you get. Hard mode. Okay, enough of that. Deal with this nonsense. I'll play patiently for now. It's scrolling so jerky. What's up with that? Is that an emulation problem, or is that in the original game? Here we go. There we go. Yeah, this game is made for speedrunning. Imagine enjoying it any other way. Duck. Yeah, we're fine. Pretty sure that Apple bit was mind-blowing too back in the day. Okay, see if I can get that save screen to show up. There we go. Do a quick save. Why not? Because I am going to want to go through that first part without dying to make the save a bit more acceptable. Because the idea is I kind of want to establish that I got past the first part of the game without dying. There we go. Surprisingly tough jump. Whoa! See? Whiffed on that. This game isn't hard, it's just... Just kind of lulls you into a stupor. There's so little going on. Maybe this game looks better on a CRT, I don't know. See, don't want to whiff on that. Got this? Whoops. Took too many done hits. I should mention that Fantasia is not on this collection. Whoops! Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Bested by a Disney game. Could you imagine? Okay, let's do this. Okay, that's just me being impatient. I'll be the first to admit that. That's me being impatient. I don't know why the heck they left Streets of Rage 2 off of this. Streets of Rage 1 off of this thing. It goes to show how far we've come that this game was considered state-of-the-art back in 1990. Like I said, we were still trying to... I mean, even obviously arcade games had, like, you know, multi-parallax scrolling back then. But if you had to make a choice, you know, what arcade game would you think of that had better graphics than this? Even back then. I mean, obviously, you know, Dragon's Lair, but that's cheating. It's an FMV game. That's freaking cheating. Doesn't count. Okay, we're gonna go further to the left, right? Left. Whiffed. Completely whiffed. Wow, man, this game's tough. I wasn't expecting that. Like I said, I'm just losing interest out of boredom, really. This is a Blades of Time level challenge we're talking about here. Okay, I gotta make the regular jump. This is a regular jump. I can make this. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Shouldn't be that hard. Got it. Had to clear the room a little bit. Okay, follow the left, left. See? I have air control. See, I have a little bit of air control. I can redirect myself a little bit. It's not that hard. You know, spending 20 minutes playing a Mickey Mouse game. Literally a Mickey Mouse game. Next, yeah, I gotta make the regular jump. It's a regular jump. So that's power. So that's energy that I need. So I don't need to get that star. Whoops. Whiffed again. Remember I said this game was too easy? It's probably lying. It's probably overconfident. I don't think I've ever played this game for more than an hour. Or at least half an hour. I played it for more than half an hour. Like I said, you just get lulled into a stupor playing this thing. Cool? Yeah, we cool. Got him. Got him. Get those points. What? That thing lures you into a false sense of security. I think it's pretty obvious by now. Because I got it right the first time. I'm just overthinking it now. That's the problem. Castle illusion. Ah! Supposed to jump. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, we're good. Whoops. Whiffed on that. Got it? Okay, I got it. I thought I really needed it, but here we are. Was I supposed to bounce off of him? It's probably still supposed to bounce off of him. Does he respawn? Can I go back the way I came? Yeah, I think I'm hosed. So I needed to bounce off that enemy to get back up here, huh? Okay, screw this game. This is officially... Okay, would Mario ever do this? Just a second. Made it. Okay, about to say. That could have been a problem. Wow. Kinda shady. Swear to God, this game. This is a boss level. Take the tree to get up, I guess. Yep. Got him. That's how you do that. Where's my next tree? I need a tree to get up here. Whoops! Forgot to hit the jump button. Bounce. Darn it. Can't get up. I'm open to ideas, kids. I think I'm stuck. Bounce. Bounce. See, I can't get up. I have to go this way, I guess. Okay, so you get a running start. That's how you do that. There you go. Okay. A little bit of technique I wasn't expecting in this game. Okay, you don't kill these guys. You just bounce off their heads. So you do that. This doesn't seem so bad. Spoke too soon. Ow. That was just lame. I'm done with this level. Screw this game. Got a boss. Apples? I have 3 apples. Because I can throw those. Don't have any apples anymore. So that's how I hit him. One more hit. That's it, right? Nope. That was not it. Maybe it's 5 hits instead of 3. Yeah, I'm out of continues. Okay, enough. I'm never gonna play this game again anyway.